Side hustles are terrible for making extra cash. Things like dropshipping and online ad agencies are either rich quick schemes or full-time jobs you don't even want. Why waste your time building those when the quickest way to increase your income is actually what you're doing right now? These are what I did to turn my DJing into an actual career whilst working my day job as a doctor. Leveraging your brand is vital. But what exactly does that mean? It's true that you need to think of your personal brand early on. One of the reasons is because your unique selling point will help increase your rate. What do I mean by this? Let me give you an example. Let's say someone offers you £500 for a DJ gig. That's not a bad sum. There used to be a time where I was scared to negotiate for more in case they rescinded the offer. But as soon as I threw in social media posts, I was able to add on another $250 or maybe even double it. Trust me, you don't need hundreds of thousands of followers to be able to charge for content creation, especially when you factor in the time it takes to shoot and edit something. If you throw in your unique selling point, you can outcompete others who might offer the same add-ons. So a brand might be willing to pay more for a DJ to make a reel, but how many chances do they have to collab with a DJ and content creator who is also a legit doctor? What if my reel contained medical advice or was shot in hospital? What if I could set up a collab between them and the NHS or even a music festival? Once you start thinking like this, it becomes clearer to see how leveraging your brand can bring in extra cash. Nailing that first piece of the puzzle is the hardest, so don't be hesitant to create those deals yourself. If I think about my DJ equipment, I can break down all the brands I personally invested in, like decks, headphones, and clothes. Who's stopping me from reaching out to those manufacturers to get the ball rolling on a partnership? Me, that's who. Before long, I was able to treble or quadruple my DJing fee, not by raising the base rate necessarily, but by being active in generating unique opportunities. I hope you're finding this video helpful so far. If you are, make sure you hit the subscribe button below to stay up to date with my content and events. Let's continue. 2 pieces of advice I received from people doing very well in the creation space was add a 0 to everything you charge, and the other was multiply your rate by 3. So you know what I do? I multiply my rate by 3 and then add a 0. Of course, doing that doesn't get you bankrolls as if by magic. What that's about is understanding your worth. If a client says it's out of their budget, they will let you know, in which case you can either negotiate a compromise or politely remind them why you bring so much value to the table. How much would you expect a private doctor to charge? If people want to utilize my medical credentials, they've got to pay. I'm not some guy who throws on a pair of scrubs for the fun of it. With me, they get a professional DJ who is also a professional doctor. I didn't stay up late studying biology textbooks on the liver so I could get shortchanged out of an Instagram post. One of the best ways to get more bang for your buck is to work with smaller brands. It might seem counterintuitive, but the most money I've earned for a gig and the fastest deals I've signed has not been with the biggest names. Smaller companies are nimbler, with a more streamlined chain of command. They want to mobilize, so are eager to spend their advertising budget sooner, especially if there's a trend they want to capitalize on. If you're thinking, well, that's great, but right now my following is small, then ask yourself, why are they messaging you in the first place? Because they think you can help them generate sales. You don't need to be on a huge billboard in Times Square to cut a deal with a brand. Besides, if you don't do it, they'll just work with someone else who is on your level. If you've made it this far, I know you're taking your growth seriously. Thank you for sharing this journey with me. I made this vlog showing you what it's actually like being a doctor and DJ, all the emotions, lifestyle tips, and probably the biggest show I've ever DJ'd at. I'll see you there.